All right, fellow Romans, we return back to the Roman Empire. As we are currently producing our first Titan-class ships very soon. Actually, are they building right now? Or are we still building the assembly yard? The assembly yard, which is coming up in 3 years' time. What a delight. We could use that time to reinforce some of our stuff. But we don't really have the capability of doing so. We do want to get some more mineral production underway. This is long-term investment, making sure that we can get enough minerals over time. Macedonia, well, we can do this. The Titans only cost 5,000 each, I think. They do add like 7,000 fleet power, which is definitely not to be underestimated. Yes. 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 More minerals. More good. What do you want? Minerals and a research agreement. What do we get out of this? 5. They get the brunt of this, but the minerals, extra minerals, are always good. So energy. Yep, I would like to get more energy actually. I have got quite a lot of it, but just queuing all this stuff up whilst our upcoming war is happening is probably a good idea. And like I said, as long as we have 5,000 minerals in our bank, we should be able to afford the Titans that we want. Oh, nope, let's not do that one just yet. It's just the energy that I want. I don't want to run... Oh, this is not upgraded at all. 7,000. There we go. 6,500 is enough for now. And like I said, we should be able to just raffle stomp our way through this territory here without having too many problems, as long as the 2nd Legion is moving into a decent position, whilst the 1st Legion, so that's the 3rd Legion, that's a small one. We could reinforce that. We could also just upgrade this station to have more stuff on it, like a Defense Grid supercomputer and a... how does that even do? Defense platform +8. Command center would be good. Maybe a gun battery and a missile battery. Okay, we're building defense platforms. It's good. The Miko Nas is joining the Legion. The Alliance. So then we got a true Miko Mass Horde, and we got the Miko Nas Successor Khanate. Wow, 231 minerals a month. That is staggering. How are we doing with our unity here? Oh, right, because we got the prosperity up. And on top of that, we got enigmatic engineering. So nobody's going to steal any tech from us. Harmony next. Utopian Dream and Bulwark of Harmony. Definitely worth it. Diplomacy, we're going to leave that as last. I'm going to try to force the Zoifan Covenant into a position of them being our bitch, basically. It's going to be fun. Yay, that's all done. Yeah, like I said, the minerals is what I'm after. The more minerals we can get, the better. The science is not really that important. We're already cranking out a significant amount of science. And it's time to move from a tall empire to something a little bit more flexible. So we're going to go and move out. We're going to do 2 wars. Our first war is going to be focusing on controlling these 5 worlds, these systems. The war after that is going to be focused on turning this guy into a tributary. You no longer have a treaty with us. Let's do a treaty for a long period of time. Let's see if you're interested in doing that for some minerals. You are. Okay. Maybe a sensor? No. 3 months. So 3 times 12 is 36. Times 30. Oh, it's getting more interesting now. We don't get much out of this, but except the minerals, which is what I want anyway. So let's send an insult in their general direction. The role of this is played out. You from where you go where you belong for now, into the dustbin of history. Oh no. Okay, cool. So they've accepted the trade deal. These guys are friendly to us, for the moment at least. So, do we have a trade deal with them? We do. We get minerals for it as well. So, we're just waiting for this. Where is Italia Shipyard? So, we're getting a fleet academy out of this as well. What is waiting? Oh, it's actually 3,800. That is less than I thought it would be. Well, that's better even. So I can get 2 Titans at this price point. Yeah, that's really good. So the shipyard should be online shortly. I was waiting for the Titan shipyard to come online. There it is, 60 days out, 2 months out. Then we should almost be at 3,000 minerals. So 2 Titans. We can afford it because we are at 200 naval capacity. We get a Titan build slot for every 100 naval capacity, which is great. There we go. 1 Titan, 2 Titans. It's going to take a little while to build. As soon as the first one comes off the line, we'll just declare war and take it from there. So the Legatus, the Fleet Academy. I hope that it's retroactive. The Fleet Academy is building right now, and that the stuff gets applied as it comes off the production line. Hyperspace Registrar. Do we have Command Center? No, it's just allied ships. It's not all that interesting. What we do want to do is potentially upgrade this station. Because this is a potential weak point in my strategy. Yes. 3,000 energy to extend the deal. Yeah, this is a potential issue, but I also want to upgrade my fleets a little bit. Especially this a bad boy over here. So we're going to spend 2,000 minerals on that. The Mykonos is being... man, they almost have no ships in here. But yeah, this Legion, reinforcing this is going to be really important for us in order to maintain control. Now we got all these gun batteries and gun platforms coming online. Especially the command center is really good because it gives the local ships a fire rate bonus of 10%. So already it's gone up. So we get it says at the bottom, defense platform hull points. Apparently we get 500 for being part of that particular fleet setup. That's kind of interesting. Minerals. We can actually add more ships to the fleet now as well, I think. Already at full strength. Let's pause this for a second. Let's go to our fleet manager for the 3rd Legion. Let's get a cruiser in there. Oh, we're getting another Centurion. Okay. Let's get a Hastades and a Principe in there. So, 5 of these and this 10 of these should be fine. Okay. That ship, this Titan. Apparently we cannot do that. That's unfortunate. We cannot add a Titan here either. What do we get? Articulating Vault. That's really good. It's gonna send our influence through the roof. 425. Totally worth it. And then we'll get some additional fighting power on towards the 3rd Legion. The 3rd Legion has only one role, and that is to hold the system. That's the only thing it's going to be doing. So the 2nd Legion, however, needs to make a push for Mirzam, which is where we're going to send this fleet right now. The 1st Legion is got one role, and that's move into Zephyr and take the system. And we're going to add the 1st Titan to the 1st Legion just to make that happen, because this station is probably heavily defended. Yeah, that's alright, it's 2.8. It's just a fleet power of 6.8k. That's potentially the problem there. So, let's take a look at the shipyard. Starbase up and running. The 1st Titan's coming off the production line in about 2 years' time. What do we got? The greater good, 20% reduction is good, because we're going to take these planets soon anyway. Africa... do we still have some uprising stuff here? No, their unrest is completely through the door. Active sensor link. I am good, thank you, because you are with my soon-to-be targets, although I think... No, the Beneficial League. Okay. We're going to invite a bunch of species to this war, if we can. Come on, where's my Titan? Come on. Give me my Titan. It's almost done. Just a year and a half away. I just want my Titan. That's all I want. Any minerals here? Yes. This one. Let's continuously reinforce the fleet if we can. So we got 2 destroyers. The Mykonos successor Khanate has been annexed into the true Mykonos horde. as well as the Uri Council. But the Uri Council is an issue because they do have their fleet potentially ready to go, and they can cause some havoc there, so we want to watch out for those guys. 10,000 fleet power on their fleet. My allies have about 25 available to them. This legion, let's continuously reinforce it. Come on, where is it? It should be done soon. Yeah, we're getting some more destroyers being run. There it is, 1 year out. Capacity overload. Let's quickly re-enable that. Have I set my claims? I have not. I want... So I'm claiming the planets. That's good. It's relatively cheap at the moment because I'm running a bunch of things. Let's go to my factions. Factions. Manage. Okay, we're not suppressing these guys. For now. So the Titan, the mighty Titan, is coming online very shortly. And then we'll start making our claims. So, in a perfect world, we would want all of these. Maybe also Zif as a point of control. We definitely want this one. We definitely want that one. And that is really the max at the moment. It's all the influence we have when it comes to claiming. Considering our energy credits are pretty high, maybe the capacity overload wasn't the best of ideas, but the Titan will roll off the production line in less than 100 days, or at least 100 days. This legion, we can reinforce this legion. Or we can... It's the first legion, right? Yeah, we can reinforce that as well. Getting the Principe back in. Come on, where are you? Oh, she's coming. There she is. So, which legion is this? The first, right? Yeah. So, she's gonna merge with the first legion. And she's already merged from a fleet point of view. But... there she is. The mighty Titan. Now we've got the most important thing, which is the inspiring aura, which increases the fire rate on my ships in the fleet by quite some margin. Where is the second legion orbiting the station? It should be. So the mighty Titan should allow for a bunch of good stuff to happen there. So we're claiming a bunch of stuff. 42. So Mirzam, which I'm claiming. Zephyr I'm claiming. Sarpophius I'm claiming. Kazoo would be nice. So let's make a claim for that. Vana we cannot get, but Hadradius, or this planet in particular, is a rather important one because it's on a choke node. And it's basically point of control. Oh no! Precursor discovery. Okay, that's nice. Overlord Fausta Dickus. Biggest Dickus. The most manliest of Roman rulers. Okay, so... reinforcing the fleet is going quite well. There is the Titan. It's about to join the First Legion. And this Legion is fairly capable, I think, when it comes to holding back the barbarian hordes. Where is my army? How strong is my army? 900. That should be fine. So, it's time. It's the time to declare war. Are they... hold on, they're inferior to me. I could demand vassalization. I could demand vassalization. It's quite a lot of territory. I'd rather take the planets. So, let's conquer them. We can bring in the great... Zagri-cast Empire, which is all the way on the other side of the galaxy, but that doesn't really matter to us. So, wait, hold on. Before we go in, let's do one more claim. One more claim. Kiram, which is in the triangle here. 42. Let's do it. Okay, so that's done. And now, let's bring in our ally. Let's set the conquer. Let's do this. Oh, wait. The vote of declaration has failed. Great. Okay, we'll just do it the old school way then. Okay, so... this is the First Legion. So the First Legion's job is to invade their capital system, which is exactly what we're doing. The Second Legion's job is to move into Merzam. And then the Third Legion, their job is to stand by in this system and basically intercept any enemy targets that come in. Now, the First Legion has the most difficult job of the batch. Now, it does have quite a lot of ships to it, and let's see how this is going to go. The Titan should be able to one-shot any battleship across system, which gives us a gigantic advantage. All right, here we go. So, immediately we engage. There is a bunch of destroyers here, and not much else. Oh, there is. So the Titan is immediately opening fire on a transport ship, as it should do, I guess. We got a couple of missiles in there. And we are on our way to destroy some stuff. Good. So this is their fleet. Their main targets are these cruisers and a couple of line-based destroyers. Interesting choice. Thankfully, we have living metal, so we can regenerate our ships at a relatively decent pace. There's no way in hell that these guys are going to be able to do anything about that. Same thing with this fleet. This 10K. It's moving in just to take down the stations. A lot of platforms here, actually. That is dangerous, to say the least. But we need to take down these remaining cruisers. How many are there left? So there's 4 cruisers on the battlefield here still for the enemy. Meanwhile, the Legion, the First Legion, is just taking down the enemy. It looks like this is going to be a decent victory. They got like I said, they got a lot of defense stations here, but that should be enough. Plus, the Third Legion has 14,000 fleet power on standby here, and in addition, the Second Titan is coming off the production line right now. So let's speed things up a little bit. We found a time project. So we got some disengagement going on here, possibly. Okay. There's a couple of Hastati destroyers. I was gonna say Hastatis, but that's clearly not the case. Good, so let's conquer the planet. We are in Sufur. That's good. Merzam, same story there. We've managed to win the fight. We didn't lose anything on the First Legion, funnily enough. So the First Legion is sitting at about 90% fleet power in every single category. This Legion has had a couple of ships disengaging. Oh, hello. Yeah, I'll continue on. What did we lose here? We lost nothing. That's good. So we've taken the station, and that's what we wanted. Good. So let's start orbital bombardment of these planets. Our admirals have leveled up nicely, so that's really good. We got some Iota aliens, interesting, and we got some additional naval capacity as well. Influence cost on claims being reduced is nice, so we'll do that. I'm actually really surprised that they haven't decided to jump into the system yet. I know they'd be at a massive disadvantage, especially versus this fleet that's consistently being reinforced. But yeah, interesting approach here. In the meantime, we can use those resources to upgrade all of our remaining energy plants if we have any floating around still, which we do. We'll do all the adjacent ones, because the adjacent ones towards the planetary outpost is the superior one to do. And we can, what can we get out of this? Ion disruptors. So I'm going to disconnect one of my science ships that's close. Preferably Gallia or Africa, and then we'll send them over to do these research projects. Now we've got an FTL trap in here. We can minus this off. How many armors we got down here? Marginal amounts. Yeah, that's fine. We're just gonna bomb this into submission and then move the fleet forward. There's not a lot that they can do right now. Jumping into this system would be suicide, or akin to suicide. This system is just being basically being fought ready. Okay, they're moving their fleet. That's 8,000 fleet power. That's still not enough to take the 2nd Legion, I'm pretty sure. No, they are going after the 2nd Legion. What an interesting choice. It's 300, right? Okay, so let's move the troops down. As soon as we have them on the ground, we will move the capital fleet into position to support the 2nd Legion. Unless my... Okay, my Titan's not going to come off the production line in time for that. So we're doing the invasion. We're no longer doing any orbital bombardment. So what we'll do is we will start moving our fleets to support the secondary fleet. Planetary damage is significant. The garrison strength is rapidly declining, but our invader strength is we got an advantage here. Even though moving away the fleet is probably not a good idea, but we still have quite a lot of troops on the ground, and this one is disengaging and broken. So effectively, we have 3 enemy troops on the ground, which is rather good to say the least, especially considering we're outnumbering them 9-1. Okay, so we got a rivalry. That's the Bloodborne. That's Fanatic Purifiers. Those are not going to cause any problem anytime soon. They're on the other side of the galaxy. Okay, they're moving their fleet. Let's start disengaging our fleet from this area and moving towards the jump point where they can meet up with the 1st Legion. The 1st Legion is not that far away. It's just 2 jumps out. We've successfully conquered the system. Excellent. So what we'll do is send the transport fleet out to support our main capital fleet. Get a couple more Gene Warriors out if possible. And we're down to 107 minerals a month. But in the meantime, this Legion is capable of holding off this area. It's 8,000 fleet power, so that should be enough for now. Okay, so we're not engaging just yet. I'm not particularly keen on doing so. Okay, we got a bunch of research out of this. They're disengaging. Okay, we're just waiting for our 1st Legion to come in. So we'll send those to support this particular fleet. So we're just letting them take the system. That's fine. Our war exhaustion will increase because of it, but I don't want to sacrifice another fleet. Okay, so where is... Okay, the other Legion is... that is unfortunate. Okay, so let's jump you guys into Astrope. Okay, that's too late. So we're going to need to send in the cavalry here and engage them. Now I hope we are at an advantage still. We got a lot of lasers going around. Our Titan is on the verge of jumping in. Their shields are very, very low. The 3rd Legion, in the meantime, is just chilling out. You know, sitting next to the station. It's got a lot of firepower on it, so that is not an issue. And some army recruitment that is now done. We'll merge that with the transport ship, and then we'll come out. Just worried. Ah, there we go. He says, I am worried. Everybody just disengages immediately. That's good. I wonder if I can actually kill anything. Doesn't look like it's the case. I can't take down their transport fleet, and that is a huge bonus. Taking down their transport fleet is just so good. Okay, cool. So let's move... Actually, let's move this fleet over here, because we're going to be reinforcing this with a Titan anyway. And can we move you down here? Yeah, we'll push this fleet into a position where we can start taking stuff down. The armies will support this fleet. So that is fine. And the fleet with the 1st Titan, the 1st Legion, will jump out in order to support everything else. And that is exactly what we wanted to do. The next Titan is coming off the production line in just under a year. I keep on wanting to say 3 years because it says 300, but obviously that's just ticking down days. So their fleet has disengaged only with 26% left on their hulls. They've got nothing, which is good for us because it means that we can start pushing them a little bit harder, which is what we're going to be doing. Let's get a couple of more Gene Warriors in there if we can. Maybe a couple of robots as well. Sadly, our allies did not want to join into this war, which is a bit of a shame. Who are we at? Oh, good lord. Everything in the red here we're at war with. Let's hope that there's no alliance fleet floating around, because that will be painful. Okay, what do we got? Again, they are not jumping into this system. There is no reason for them to do so. This fleet is just on standby, and even then, this Tachyon lance will make their day a little bit less fun. Let's go with that answer. How are we doing on the ground here? Looking better and better. So the recruitment is done. Let's get them linked into the transport fleet. And how is my next baby doing? She's fine. What did they end up calling the Titan anyway? Imperator Augustus Legatus Legionis class. Roma Invicta. I don't know what that means, but it sounds cool. You know, it's kind of like, you know, you're just chilling, and all of a sudden some dude starts speaking in Italian or Latin in this particular case, and they're just like, okay, I'm sure you know what you're talking about. So yeah. So this Elgavarius, isn't it? Yeah, that's the second the strongest station, because the Italia station is obviously the largest. It's a citadel. But once we grab all this territory, things are going to look significantly better. So can we squeeze in another claim maybe? Like this system or this system. We need about 180 to put another claim in for this. So that's not going to happen anytime soon. So let's speed things up a little bit. They're trying to reinforce. That's a single battleship. These are the ones with the weird name. Mwabush! That's the name of the battleship class. I was amused as well. Sapient Combat AI. Not a fan. Let's go for the Guardian Defense. Point Defense. I don't know what I was going to say here. But they are happily moving fleets around. There we go. So the Titan fleet has engaged a Starhold, as well as a small fleet of destroyers, as well as 3 battleships that will melt versus our Titan. So as you can see, we got our artillery line right here. Our corvettes are moving in, and our cruisers and destroyers are trying to take point here. In the meantime, we got several battleships that are designed as line ships, really. Oh wow, yeah, they are not doing well at all. This is also a significantly larger station than I thought it would be. How we're doing on the ground here? 408. It's time to land our armies. We can easily take that with additional support, and that will move the army over to here. Now, our short-term goal is just to control this point as well as this point. If we control this point over here, nobody's going to come near us. They will simply not be able to get near our systems at all. Maybe we can even push to this system and then take it from there. But if we can take this point right here, we take full control of the remaining areas. So Mirzam is really the only system that we currently need to get full control of. Now our dude burrows are on the ground, so that is good. Orbital bombardment, and that's good. So there they go. Excellent. Is my Titan done yet? No, it is not, but it won't last long now. There she is. She's coming off the production line in 120 days. So our armies are on the ground, fighting their balls off. And yes, that is a thing. I would hope not, though, because, you know, the humans and all that. So, do we have any species that we can do some stuff with? Yes, we can. These guys. Did I never apply this template? Oh, wait, these are actually them. Okay. So we can, yeah, as soon as our new versions of those are online, we will continue doing the modifications to them. Because we're going to put them into a giant sector anyway, and then genetically engineer them into perfection. The Roman perfection. Alright, we took this system, as predicted. Let's send our civilian ship behind them to do some research on these wrecks that they left behind. And we should be able to take this world very soon. There it is. So let's speed this process up a little bit. And then the ground legions can move on to greener pastures. Excellent. So the ground legions are ready. We need to send the next batch to over here. Hopefully they are not taking a stupid route. Where are you guys going through? Ooh, that is potentially a very stupid route. Let's not send you guys through there. Let's go through this and then support the fleet. I want to avoid our transport ships flying through enemy territory unsupported. That would be a big mistake. So the second legion can now move over here. And considering we've taken this planet now, or at least we're in the process of taking this planet, it means we can send the third legion also up here and then down through here. So we can send the second legion into this system and then the third legion into here, while our first legion is trying to take this system. And it does look like we just managed to get another Titan up and running. So let's fall back for now to the station and have our Titan join the second legion. Where are they going? They're attacking the first legion. Interesting. Why would they do that? They are woefully underpowered to do that. 23,000 fleet power. And they do not have nearly enough firepower to do so. That's risque, to say the least. Especially with a Titan in there that can shoot across the system. Very dangerous. Like asps, basically. Yes, that was an Indiana Jones reference. The second legion. Do we need to put any new corvettes? Fresh corvettes on this. Yeah, new battleship would be good. Did we lose one? I don't think we did. Are they actually attacking that legion? It looks like they are. Oh wow, that's ballsy. Okay, so the Titan will instantly turn around and shoot one of their ships. Who's it gonna be? Okay, hopefully a cruiser. Because there's no way in hell that they're gonna survive this. There we go. And that's a cruiser down, and instantly their fleet power is pretty shitty. Not gonna lie. The Imperator Augustus will make short work of that. Nice and clean shot as well, right across. And our ship of the lines are basically just driving in together with our Praetorian class battleships. So I love these wings, by the way. These wings of corvettes that just dive in. Yeah, this was... I'm not gonna lie, guys. This was a bad mistake on your side, on your end. So where's the third legion right now? The third legion is getting into a position here. We could use the third legion to take down this system. Is Mirzam under our control yet? Yes, it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to move our second legion into a position as well, whilst our Titan is catching up. Where is she? She's here at the moment. So let's speed this up a little bit. Okay, so we've taken full control of the system. Let's do research projects. Oh, look, it's another fleet. 6,000 firepower that has decided to jump in. What an exciting time. Oh, it's 4 battleships. And there died one, and the rest have jumped out. So we killed 2 battleships even. That's very nice. That's very good. So let's just make sure that we do all the research projects in this system. And you, sir, you're going to orbit the station. And our war score, we can't settle the status quo just yet. But we didn't even really have to regen our shields, to be honest. That's how well this is going. So we're controlling this system, and we can send... Have we conquered this planet yet? No, we have not. So we need to continue bombing here. Where is my army? It's just following, isn't it? Yeah. So we just need to bomb this into the ground. So the second legion is up in here. We're just waiting for the Titan to arrive. The third legion we can send down here to take that system. Basically, we're driving down 3 routes. Influence costs. Ooh, Galactic Stock Exchange. Oh, we'll take that. And with maybe, if we are really, really lucky, we can make another claim. We can. Not on the planet we want to, though. Actually, we are almost at the point where we can take that planet as well. So that's a small engagement. We'll quickly take the station. Excellence. And then we'll move this 3rd Legion down into this system. Now, this fleet over here is a little bit stronger. It has a little bit more support, which is why we need to take the system as soon as we can, so we can send in the rest of our forces as well. Okay, so the 2nd Legion is up in here. Almost has the Titan at it. Production targets. It costs 300. At least it's +0. So right now we have no additional resources to put onto our fleets. We got some targets. A.K. Well, good luck fighting versus a 20k fleet. That's not going to last very long. Especially with this Titan over here, just shooting kinetic weapons at you consistently. Did we lose anything there? We lost 2 destroyers, but they lost a lot more than that. So, Ion Disruptor, which we got from the technology. Okay, so the 2nd Legion is now ready. It's got 20,000 fleet power. We'll move them in here. The 3rd Legion is on standby. And we are basically just building a line right now across space. So the 2 Titans are just basically flying around. And, oh wow, what was that? Was that a cruiser? Well, that was a cruiser. It was instantly killed. And yeah, we can just basically just sit at range and just shoot this station because there's not much they can do about it. Is there a planet in here? Yeah, they have an FTL trap, sadly. So we can avoid that for a little bit. 600 fleet, 600 on the ground. I'm not particularly keen on sending in my units just yet. The Titan is just smoking the station as expected. Good. So we'll sit around the station in orbit, and then we can pick our next target. So let's manage some claims. We can take Vana, which is the bigger which is the bigger planet actually. Let's ask that question. So this planet is size 23. That is a significant chunk, and this planet is size 22. They're both actually really good. Ooh, jump drive. I'm so skittish about it. I just don't want to go for it because I really don't want to have Unbidden running around. Will it make the game more interesting? Yes. Am I ready for it? Not by a long shot, I'm afraid. Cost 120, 144. In all honesty, this system is not that expensive. Boop. So 144 with this would cost. Oh wait, I'm already claiming this? I am already claiming this. So right now I'm claiming all the remaining planets that they have. Megastructure restoration, so that we can build megastructures at some point. Not that we have the resources for it, but you get the general idea. Okay, so there's a small fleet moving out. It's 6,000 fleet power. Are we going to be able to do something about that? Well, let's send our armies to the ground. So we just need to take this world. And where are you guys going? They're attacking the 1st Legion. They're attacking the 1st Legion? Really? Is that a wise plan, guys? I don't think it is. Because my legions are currently on the ground. Stomping everything you have. And there's just not much you can do about it. So, next up is we're going to send the 1st Legion over towards Vana, and the 3rd Legion... Okay, they're just jumping in. Just casually jumping in. Titan's going to turn around, and whatever battleship you have in there is not going to live very long. 3, 2, 1... Well, they got attack craft. That's cool. Oh, and that's your battleship gone. The Perdition beam not making that last very long. The attack craft is an interesting complication. I did not actually see that coming. So they are using strike crafts. Interesting. But they are just jumping out a lot of stuff very quickly. And the Perdition Beam is just smoking stuff left, right, and center. So the Titan is just basically lighting up the shot and just sitting at range with the kinetic cannons and just wasting everything in its path. And that's the fleet gone. Substance Abuser. Great. Great. Have we taken the planet? Well, we're in the process. Let's send the troops back. 3rd Legion still just chilling out. And the 2nd Legion is at the position where they need to be, holding the ground here, which is what we want them to do, so that we can take the remaining planet, which is Vana. And we'll send the 3rd Legion into Kiram, and then the 1st Legion into Vana, and take that system. I think that'll be nice and clean. Status quo we cannot do. Have we lost any fights? Yes, we did. That was probably a station that got flipped. Cool, we've successfully invaded the system. So let's... Okay, how is this Legion doing? We need to have them heal up a little bit before we move the fleet on towards its next destination. It's not going to take particularly long. I like how we're back on 150 minerals as well. So we're going to send you in here and you as well. Okay, what's this? 2,000. Where are you guys going? Attacking the 3rd Legion. Well, I wish you all the luck with that. The 3rd Legion is more than capable of handling that. Okay, that's the system down. Oh, look, there's 2 fleets here. That's a shame. How much did I lose? Oh, nothing, and they lost everything. Such a shame. Alright, cool. So let's attack their strongholds. And then this Legion... I could skip one forward, actually. So actually, I can't because I'm not controlling the planet as of right now. Are we bombing the planet, actually? We are not. We should be bombing it into submission. Okay, what do we got? Options. We can go for Utopian Dream or Pop Growth, Mind and Body, Leader Lifespan. Increases by 20 years. They want Research Agreement. It will give us a lot of minerals for it. And I am totally cool with that. Cool, so our main fleet has just entered the system of our capital, the capital system of our enemy. There's a lot of defensive platforms here, a lot of corvettes, a bunch of destroyers, 2 battleships that are mostly focused on armor. Okay. And that should be the end of that very soon. Excellent. Grepepep. That's the name of the system. We lost 1 corvette. They lost, well, the battleship by itself is worth far more than that. So you're in here. We could make a push. The problem is I need to control this system in order to make this this area safe. So in order to make sure that they don't push back me back into this entire area, I need to keep control of that system. Maybe can I just make one more claim? One more claim would be nice. You know, can I squeeze out one more claim? No? Okay. Well, that's how it is, I'm afraid. Yeah. Okay. Wormhole travel, sapient combat AI. Again, jump drive. I want it, but it's like one of those things. Like, I shouldn't be having it because it causes all sorts of problems. Okay, so we're bombing the planet. We got a lot of defenders everywhere. We should probably get some more gene warriors out there. They are very expensive, and I should not lose them in any sort of fight. Thankfully, all of our ships are on the front line right now. So basically, we're controlling the front line, and that's pretty much all we need. We're going to wrap up the episode here. I hope you enjoyed this. This has been I wouldn't say a masterclass in how to go around war in Stellaris, but it's a good illustration on how to deal with the mechanics in the game when it comes to hyperlane combat as well as fleets. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take good care of yourselves and, as always, each other.